She's a Cherokee. Half-breed. That's all I ever heard of her. Half-breed. What?
Just 10 minutes and we have to go on.
Oh, sorry, I was just relaxing.
That's all right.
That's all right. So give me a quick run.
Okay. So first the MC's going to get up and wrangle the crowd for us. We have
Who is the MC?
Shorty Chilbro.
Right, is that really his name, Shawnee?
Well, it's Sean, but everybody calls him Sean.
Who's that? I've never heard of him.
He's a comedian, he is funny, he's got a whole physical shtick about Michael Jackson. It's a bit yesterday, but he is funny, he's hilarious. He hasn't rolled in the eyes, but he's no Stan Grant, I'll give you that much. We have Stan Grant.
We don't have the budget for somebody like Steve Grant.
It's always about the budget, isn't it?
But this is going to be followed up by Welcome to Country, and who do we have for that?
Well, is it that same uncle we have every single week? No, it seems like every second week I'm seeing that man. Auntie.
The one with the...
Yeah, the grandchildren. Oh, the many, many grandchildren. I know more about her family than I care to know about my own. Oh. And what's up after that?
Okay, followed up by, then it's followed up by you, is Kubita.
Yeah, it could be one. Yeah, can you say that again?
Kubita.
No, say that slowly so I can see your lips.
Kubita.
It's confusing, he's putting the, like the TH, but it's not TH.
Or is it a the?
What's the, what is that?
It's Black Duck Dance Company. Black Duck.
Why did they just say Black Duck Dance Company? Why they got to have these fancy names? Like, you know, they're good. It's just that it just makes it that little bit more difficult, doesn't it?
We have one of the girls already here from the group, and then the rest are on the way with Auntie.
So they're late.
They're well.
On the original time. Yeah. This is always the way, isn't it? Yes. Well, you got to make sure that they do make it. Anyway,
Let's just sign a few documents in time.
there you go. Here. Oh, yep. Yep. Hang on. Just building a port. That's good. Oh, I bend over. Is that right? Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Just so, what one do I sign? Page number 2. Just who
Sorry, I'm going to take it.
What was that? What? What that? No, turn around and look at me. Look me in the face. Look into my eyes. What was that?
What?
Nothing. Is there something wrong with me?
No. Oh, what? Because every black fellow knows how to put a laptop.
Oh, this is fabulous. Yes. Oh, no. You only take one for the team. You only know. You could do it. Sure, I'm sure that black duck out there is getting terribly lonely.
Even if I put it, it's an all-girls group.
And what are you having in swimming?
It's an all-girls group.
All girls group. So, why does it always have to be so complicated with Aboriginals? So many rules.
Wait, this means business. I just...
Listen, mate, you either take off those pants, you go in there and you break it to her. You can, yeah. Take off.
Okay, I'll break it to her, but I'm not breaking it with her.
Just the corners, don't forget them. No sad face, you don't have to know who sad face is. This is just not good for. Just, yeah, great. Up, there. Here. Okay.
Deadly. That's what you people say.
Here we go. This beach. Well,
Is there anyone prepared to go? Is there anyone prepared to go? Every time I let go, well, I think they're going like me to include a part of right that's not properly on two, three, and two, four, well, I think there's one shot, and I think from double up the plate, we have a big gun, so good, so anyone prepared to go, so think they double up the plate. Every time I let go, they're going like me to include a part of right that's not properly on two, three, and two. I think there's one, two, three, and that's not wrong, and I play this all the day, I'm going to say, do you see it, double take the up.
We just wanted to tell you, it was lovely. Moved us to tears, didn't it, Stevie? I hope you don't mind me asking, but what's your totem? Stevie's so interested, aren't you, Stevie? She heard all about that at school when a traditional Aborigine group came to tell their dreaming stories and share their songs and dances. They said their totem was the goanna and that all real Indigenous people had one. Well, we were wondering if it wasn't too much trouble if you could give us a totem too, you know, in the spirit of reconciliation and all that. By the way, could you tell me in a few short, wise words, what do you think about microwave ovens, the mobile phone invasion and radiation poisoning and what it's doing to our kids, the next generations? While we're on the subject, what's your opinion on quality childcare these days? Childhood obesity and the new diabetes epidemic, especially in your people. Oh, not that you've got anything to worry about. You've got a beautiful figure. Old growth forests, strip mining and asbestos poisoning, if you don't mind me asking. Oh, poor Mother Earth. Lucky we made it today. We've much to do. What about that tax dollar? Where's our sense of community? To live the true Aboriginal way. Stevie, get your hands off that. Look at the time. Gonna have to dash. About that totem. Maybe next time, eh? Thank you so much. You've really cleared things up. Really put things into perspective for me. Come on, Stevie. We've taken up far too much of this lovely lady's time already, and we're just going to have to get a move on if we're going to miss the traffic. Stevie, put that gun away. Just don't get me started. I'm just a dancer. Good afternoon, ladies. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. No. Good day to you, you beautiful collective of non-gender specific individuals. We've got a lot of good things on the lot today. Some real beauties. Very good guys. From shapeshifters to torso crouches, devil's digits to one-of-a-kind single locomotives. It's simple. Just raise your paddle to make a bid. All right. Let's open the floor with a foot stomp. Seems simple enough. You place your foot on the floor hard and make a sound, right? Wrong. The key to this step is even distribution upon contact, whilst maintaining a static level in space with the rest of the body. Again, seems simple enough, yet very rarely correctly executed. So, what are we prepared to give for this fundamental activity? Let's start the bidding at an envelope. Raise your paddles to sacrifice an envelope for a stomp. Envelope for a stomp. Rid yourself of this superfluous French leg gesture forever. And replace it with this statement piece, which is the perfect complement to a quick change of direction and adds dramatic flair to the beginning and or end of any given phrase. Can I see a paddle? Any takers? Going once, going twice, going? Going. Next up is a fabulous piece known for its versatility. I'll keep you in suspense no longer. This is the double-up dirt flick, which comes as a pair, presented either as a double stomping motion, designed to leave a plume of dirt dust in one's wake, or as a more gentle, stepped version, designed to leave a track, mark, or dance calling card, if you will. The stepped version is often initiated on plus, whilst the stomp version is usually performed by the soloist whilst making an albeit rather circuitous advance. Let's see a show of paddles for those prepared to wager big leg beats for a double-up dirt flick. Do we have a leg beat? Do I have a leg beat? Is there anyone here prepared? Causing a shiver from over the shoulder as shoulders shake and the supernatural is unleashed. This realm breached, causing chaos. And so, your best bet, your first big effort is what we asked for this. Let's see a show of paddles for those prepared to wager big leg beats for a double-up dirt flick. Do we have a leg beat? Can I have a leg beat? Is there anyone here? We have a leg beat. Yes, I understand. Exactly as I remember it. Oh, her. Right. Yes. Well, if I'm honest, and I am honest, that is, well, in my opinion, it all kicked off when Miss Lytan got mistaken for Phyllis. Well, not exactly deep, a deep thinker. She does have moments of momentary plunges. More than this surface texture. Less superficial. This light tan induces the neurons to tingle, if you don't mind me saying. Tingle like a lightly beverage. Lightly carbonated beverage, less the emptiness of empty calories. Less the emptiness of empty calories, more the emptiness implying space. Little crevices. The space implying crevices. The nooks. Places for potential. Dark potential, as it turns out. I swear it was the collective who stirred up the pot, put it right in it, they did. Oh, buggers. What? Oh, no. So important. So sorry. No. Right. She carries a certain fortitude constituted from many certain secret places of potential profundity. Oh, did you know that many certain spaces have the potential to create fortresses? And Miss Light Tan's fortress is her fortitude, constituted from many small spaces of profundity. What? I don't have to? Oh, are you sure? No, I'm okay. Oh, right, sorry. Sorry. Miss Light Tan enjoys a certain uncertainty pertaining to matters in relation to herself. Miss Light Tan exudes an air of ambivalence. An ambivalence that has other people questioning, well, is she or isn't she? Oh, she's always been direct, in direction of gaze and direct with opinion. It is this blunt force directness which precipitates ambivalence, a kind of unspoken confusion in others. This simultaneously is and is not her burden. Her potential to inadvertently provoke others to question, just by her very existence, really. Despite her directness, Miss Light Tan is considered unstable. For her light tan veneer, there lies a turbulent interior, a propensity to the edge. Miss Light Tan is imbued with a canny knack to be able to locate any given edge at any given moment. These edges include the edge of reason, the hard edge of reality, the edge of insanity, the thin wedge between ability and disability, between beige and grey, between inconsistence and inconsequence, between inherent and inheritance, and between innocent incapacity and indolence. Miss Light Tan is able to recognise in others their like-minded propensity to skirt too close to the edge also. We've always said that. But what others may deem an unacceptable proximity to the edge, Miss Light Tan secretly recognises as the place where the colours are brighter, that risky habitat between dreams and cold, hard cognizance, a place of hope and possibility, a place of perpetuating, unadulterated joie de la vie! Ah, yada, you catch my drift. But whatever you say about Miss Light Tan, she couldn't be accused of being yellow, like that pie fellow, Humble. Now, Humble could be accused of being spineless. He just stands there and lets it happen. Oh, he likes to think he's a master strategist, but he's soft to the core. It's in his nature to let things slide. Some would say he's slippery, hard to pin down. Goes down too easily if you ask me. Once you let Humble into your life, it's It's like a guilty pleasure. The pleasure you have in the simultaneous knowledge that you should have put your hand up. Stand up. Is it restraint when that's your normal state? The state of not stating one's business, the business of not being the state of not dealing with the business at hand, the business of being in a state of standing down, not standing up. As the years draw nigh, his light tan has become but a distant memory, hidden within the depths of Miss Fierce Burnt Sienna, or Miss BS as we like to call her. But a mere moment within a life's epoch. But I know she's in there. It's in the blood. This is why I unequivocally endorse Miss Light Tan's application for the position as our dreaming keeper in the first place. Despite this unsightly business. This morning because the bread at the supermarket's been packaged in that hardcore plastic. And I, like everybody else, want to do my bit for the environment, right? It's a new bakery, but I prefer the old one with its antique oven, which needed an oversized spatula on a broom handle to shove the loaves in. And they served all the best cakes I remember from my childhood, you know, the ones I can't eat now because I'm a middle-aged dancer with OCD problems. A vegan middle-aged dancer. No, this is another story. Back to the cakes. Yeah. You know, the ones that you remember from the tuck shop. Like vanilla slices with that sticky congealed custard filling, or apple slices with that same gelatinous glue-like consistency sealing the shortbread crusts together. While the woman at the counter is slicing my bread, oh, I need that woman to be slicing my bread or else I'll be tempted to butter my bread on slices the width of small park benches. Yes, I love dough that much. Anyway, while she's back there, I notice a conspicuous absence of cronuts. You know, that decadent hybrid between a donut and a croissant, that once must-have pick-me-up offering double the likelihood of an imminent coronary incident. The cronut, which was soon making way for its buddy, the Cruffin. You know where this is headed. www.bakersmaison certainly does, because they've drawn up a detailed pie chart listing every incarnation known to man, including the Duffin, the Bruffin, the Crowclair, the Wonut, the Crankle, the Muffgle, which sounds like a very dodgy internet porn site, and the Townie, which is a mix between a tart and a brownie. 3 baked goods meet in a bar. Well, this got me thinking about other Frankenstein-esque culinary creations, so I switch on SBS's Bite Me channel to further satiate my curiosity to see a junior food genius making gumbaco. Gumbaco? Question mark? I see your faces making. Well, that's a mix between a taco and a stew from the deep south of North America. Well, by now, I'm hooked. And I'm Googling food fusion for other mix and match snack rollings. And this is where I come across the ramen burger with a bun made out of ramen noodles. Oh, come on! This should come with instructions, you know, like, do I eat it with a knife and fork, with some chopsticks, or do I just let my fingers navigate their way into the ooze? I suspect this comes from the same place that brought us shindogu, the Japanese art of impractical inventions. Take the credit card tie, with its pockets of varying widths. Or the umbrella tie, the toilet paper hat for that persistent sniffing, or la pièce de résistance, the plunger helmet, to stick to carriage walls for appearing conscious while taking 40 winks on the train. Why stop at multitasking apparel, I ask myself, when there's boho beach, rustic industrial, and modern Asian interior design, which all began with that ultimate visual oxymoron, shabby chic. Now, shabby chic is the kind of interior belonging to people who like to sing along to Glee choir mashups while researching their genetic makeup on Ancestry.com in their downtime. These are the people 80% more likely to rescue a dog of similar dubious ancestry on its last 3 legs on doggy death row. Here, look. Hello, Spot. Aren't you sweet? Watch out! Jet! What are you looking at? Us? Don't pity me. I've got someone who picks up my shit. Give me half a chance and I'll rip off one of your legs. Woof. Oh. By the way, somebody told me that, well, when I'm in Sydney, I like to go to this thing, it's called the Welcome Choir. We have a great sing-along, and of course I'm a bit lubricated. And somebody said that there's something that happens here, it's kind of similar. You don't need good pipes, you just need to, What day is it? Wait, Annie, what day is that sing-along? Thank you. Thursday. Oh, come on, who's with me? By the way, did I tell you? I bought a dog. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Ah. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, I only respond to analogue. Sorry. Show me age. It is bold after all. Right. Back to the burpers. Oh my God. It's my friend Etta. Yeah. And remember when you first said, oh no, you should stick to Martha Graham? No, it wasn't a bad thing. It was just that that's how you felt. I got away with it because Mel is going out with G. But when you said it, was it because if it's not an Aboriginal piece, it shouldn't be that? Or is it because it's not an Aboriginal person? Or is it because it looked too close to a traditional dance?
The one where she did with the smoking and...
Yes.
I don't know. I can't remember what I said to you.
Oh, you just said you should stick to Martha Graham, but then I thought, oh, Martha Graham's not mine either.
That was the technique that you trained it.
Well, I trained in TSI technique as well, and I trained in lots of different Aboriginal techniques. I'm making this work at the end of this week, but next year, about how do you draw the line? How do you make a line in it? Where do you go, all right, this is too sacred, or this is too close, or this isn't too close? Or,
We did that already, remember?
Which one?
The one where we painted Gideon as a makeup with
Yeah, when we paint him up with the nappy liner.
yeah.
No, because... What?
The words are you pushing boundaries there?
Yes, but you know me, I'm always pushing all kind of boundaries. Because I know that I know at first that made you feel nervous as well.
Oh yeah. It's like running around people down Gideon as a makeup with
Yeah, when we paint him up with the nappy liner.
yeah.
No, because... What?
The words are you pushing boundaries there?
Yes, but you know me, I'm always pushing all kind of boundaries. Because I know that I know at first that made you feel nervous as well.
Oh yeah. It's like running around people down, it's like disrespectful.
But Did you feel like you were running people down?
No, I just, you know, I'm presenting work at all. I think about other people's reaction.
Oh, because you think they might not think that we're smart, or that do you think that they might not think...
They don't understand it for a while. Contemporary or artistic view, you know? Maybe now, you know, now they might look at it from a different point of view, because, you know, like art is changing.
But do we wait for the art to change and then we make the work, or do we make the art change?
Are you interviewing me?
I am kind of in a way.
Yeah, I knew you were doing that.
You know Brian, you know how I do Brian Carvey's class?
Yeah.
So anyway, I've got one of his phrases and I'm making it look like all different types of dance. So I'm showing how I take dancers and I move around with them. Because I've now done Brian's class more than anyone. But I also think about that, because how does Brian feel? He's got a mortgage. What?
How come you got something to make it you?
But is it like, you know, I change things to make me, but I...
Well, no, you've already got your own style. You can see it. And then
You're just feeling all good nature towards me.
no, I think when you can see you have this one written and it's the shuns, it's there's lots of things that you do, not market well. And then when you add your little way of moving style that you have, it's part Torstein Island, part Yodel, part you, part Master Graham, that's everything.
For those of you who don't know me, I've been a bit under the weather of late, you know, a few trips to the hospital and all that. Picture this, it's 2:30 in the morning and I'm in agony. So I decided to go to the hospital. I put on some clothes, but hearing Mum's voice in my head say something about clean underwear, I pack a bag, I slip on some thongs, artistic licence, and I shuffle off to RPA. I'm pressing a hot water bottle to my back. Oh wait, sick. Oh, it's very slow going. I'm thinking, if I get there and I feel better, I'll just chalk up to a spot of nightly exercise. Well, I don't feel better and I'm immediately admitted. But when I get to the bed, the attitude towards me is not so benevolent. The attending nurse throws a gown at me, tells me to put it on and get on the bed. She's got a rough voice, a little bit like that dog. It's hot. And the sanctimonious demeanour of Nurse Ratchet from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest to match. Well, I do as I'm told because I'm frightened and, you know, I normally do as... No, I'm not going to lie, I don't. Bear with me. This is not a gown. This 1970s contraption is very difficult to negotiate. Anyway, I take it off. But I'm racked with pain, so I lie down on the linoleum floor. You know, a lot of us have done this, you know, bathroom tiles, airplanes. This is where I've sought comfort after a night on the Terps. Oh, no, another story. Wait. Anyway, this is a bad move, because Nurse Ratchet comes back. I thought I told you to get on the bed. Even the two MS fellas across the aisle seem to pity me without actually looking at me, because, you know, I'm in my bra and trackies. Then Nurse Ratchet asked me to rate my pain between a 1 and a 10, and I say, that's a pretty abstract concept, isn't it? Yep, it's a 10! Definitely a 9, an 8 at least, I say to the back of the black sneakers as she puts distance between us. Well, After what seems like hours, she comes back and I summon up enough courage to ask her if maybe she could refill my hot water bottle. No, she says, you burn yourself. How about a Panadol, I say, hopefully. Not until the doctor seen you. I'm thinking, I was better off on the street. All right, I realise it's time to pull out the big guns. So I find through my quick dial the most respectable looking mover and shaker I know. And if it was one of the people here, I think I'd choose Ruth Hospital. And anyway, so it goes like this. Ruth, I don't know what to do. I'm in the hospital, but I think they think I'm a drug addict. I can only put it down to the fact that I put on a shirt I bought at Yarden on Survival Day, and I think it gave them the wrong impression. What does it say? She would very well ask. I'm awesome, I'm black, and I'm deadly. Not feeling so awesome. So, even when she did come to the rescue, it was 5 hours. 5 hours until until they gave me my first obs. And then they immediately admitted. But I can't help but think that maybe the fates would have changed for me if my particular characteristic fusion had read, I'm a conservative Caucasian on a regular white tea. Born born. Keep quiet now. I know you people in the theatre, you've got big mouths. Loose lips. And you, Miller? Yeah, you've got family, big mouth, forward move, Jay. That's you too, I can see you too. I had to meet up with someone if I was going to make this shit fly right. Said it was good shit. If I really wanted to make it around here, I had to give it a go. I said, no man, what I do is contemporary. Contemporary? He said, don't make much difference. Without it, you're up shit creek. Nobody in this wood's going to see you as a real contender otherwise. Yeah. No one's going to give you a look in. Believe me. Then he points to the baggie and he tells me I can either do it straight or water it down. Try it, he says, pushy like. So I say, all right, I'll try it, but I'm no substance abuser. Then he hands me a bottle of water and tells me to mix it up. I say, what? Here? Out in the open? He says, yeah. People used to this shit going down nowadays. He says he'll keep a lookout if it makes me feel better. So I try it. Makes my face tight, my head itch. Maybe I'm allergic, I think. Shame. It's good shit, right? Not like that China clay going on you get down at the pottery barn. I wouldn't know. I say, whatever you do it right. The word will get back to the Karacha about what you're up to, and you don't want that. Trust me. Don't contaminate it. You have to keep it pure for the full effect, to see the whole story, the whole dreaming. Then he asked me what I do instead, and I say, no man, I don't need this shit to get me and my crew where we need to go. You know? Is that new or used? And what about a house? It doesn't have to be your house, it can be any house. What do you think a house would go for? What do you think people are prepared, what do you think, people are prepared to pay for a house? Like people from your demographic, what do you think you're prepared to pay for a house?
800.
All right, that's 800,000. All right, so if I was to sell to you my indigeneity, how much do you reckon that'd go for? Like, no, quick. All right, think about this. we're already, like, market concerns say that we've got around about a quarter of the, like, we've got about 25% of the market, right? Are in the process of reacquisitioning land. So, you know, there's a lot of perks to it. You've got to think about this. You don't have to be black, because black's just a code. Like, if you got a suntan on a good day, I think you could pass. Look at the difference between you and me. You don't even have to have like a black name. Think about it. My last name is Van Hout. So, but think about the perks. In places you could get scholarships. If you went to Redfern, you only have to go to the doctor 3 times. And then you can automatically be shifted into get emergency dental, and like the dental's pretty good. I've been there. And then your kids can get dental, and this is a lifetime deal. So if you are, put it this way, if you're Aboriginal, then your children are automatically Aboriginal.
Yeah, I understand the platform. Yeah.
I'm desperate and I need a bit of money, right? So it does come with a few conditions. So, you know, you're accountable to all the other stakeholders. You can't really make unilateral decisions, because when you do, there's always somebody watching you. And you have to know, you could be 60 and you might lose a few toes. They have this new drug and it's called closing the gap. You'll knock a few years off your life, but you never know, that could change.